Good afternoon. It's Betty Shan again. So glad you've joined in. I'm thankful for all of my subscribers and all of you that have listened but haven't joined. But if you would, I'd appreciate if you'd subscribe. And I'm thankful for the little notes you send me. I enjoy reading them. And if I don't answer your note, I've got several coming in, and there's other things I have to do during the day besides just record a video. So if I don't get to you, it's not that I didn't read them. I do read them, and I appreciate every one I get. And if anybody has any ideas of something they'd like for me to do or something you'd like for me to cook, I thought, well, I will try cooking again. So if you've got an idea of something you'd like to know how to cook that comes from New Mexico, you just let me know and we'll see if we can figure it out. Now, I'm not promising you because I don't know how to make everything. But anyway, we're glad you're with us today. And first off, I want to say today is one of my daughter's birthday. My firstborn child had a birthday today, and I was informed I was not to tell her age. And those that know her will know her age. But anyway, I want to wish her a happy birthday, and I want to tell you a little bit about Lavern. She was always a very inquisitive child. She was one that you couldn't turn your back on. You had to watch her because she was an inventor, and she wanted to see how this worked and that worked, and she wanted to experiment, and she did experiment a lot through life. I mean, she tried things and done things, and she's right now she is one of the school superintendents here in Carlsbad. She started out as being a nurse. She went to work, or she went to school to study being a nurse, nursing. And she went in one day, they had to go to the hospital, and the bookwork was fine. She could do the bookwork. But when it come to cleaning up somebody had messed in their room, that was the end of her nursing career. She went from that then to being a teacher. And she's made a special type teacher. She's one that if she wants you to do something, if she can't do it herself, or if she can't do it, if she wants everything done correctly, she is a perfectionist. She wants everything done perfect. But she won't ask you to do something that she couldn't do or wouldn't do herself. And over the years, there's several things that has happened, and I want to mention a few of them. She went off to school one day when she was about 12 or 13 years old. And she come home, and she come in, and she put her arms around me and hugged me and loved on me. And I looked at her real funny because at that age, they don't just walk up and just want to love on you. But she put her arms around me and she said, Mama, said, I want you to know that I love you. I really love you. And I said, well, Lavern, I love you too, honey. She said, but Mama, she said, don't tell none of the kids I go to school with because they all hate their parents, but I love my mama. And that done something for me. That, of course, that'd be something you would never forget when your child comes in and puts their arms around you and tells you how much they love you. But she's always been one easy to tell me, Mama, I love you, and I appreciate what you do for me. She's been an A1 child that way. But you had to watch her because she was one that wanted to do things and wanted to know how come, why, and all that kind of stuff. And we used to tease each other about the fact we had my oldest stepdaughter used to come in and want to know. She'd ask my dad, he said, Grandpa, how come the moon shines at night and the sun shines during the daytime? Why don't the sun shine at night and the moon shine during the daytime? And that's kind of the way that Lavern is. She wants to know how come and why everything. And I found her one time, she had went and put bleach in my soap dispenser. She wanted to see if you could put soap in the soap dispenser. Why couldn't you put bleach in there? And it's things like that constantly. And I said, she's the only one that I know of that got to be up there in years and broke my iron skillet. I mean, she broke my skillet half in two. And I said, I will never, ever figure it out how in the world somebody broke an iron skillet. And there were just things she would done and she would create. She would take things out of radios and try to put them in a speaker and all kinds of things. She was an inventor. And that's the way it is when you raise children. Parents, sometimes your kids will turn out to be one way and another one will turn out completely different. Now, Cindy, she is a musician. Lavern, if she plays the radio and don't get static, we're surprised. She's not got no music capabilities, but her capabilities lay in other areas where Cindy's is in music. Well, Lavern's is in other things. She could crochet and she could embroidery as good as anybody. And she's quilted. She's done a lot of things. She's got a lot of talent about her, but her talents are different. And children and school is her life. Every kid that's in them schools is one of her kids. And she feels that way. She'd protect them. But if they go to her, she finds out what's going on. She won't let anything pass by. And we're very proud of Lavern. And if her daddy was here, he would be very proud of her. And but anyway, as you raise your children, you're going to find that you've got all different types of children. You've got some that'll be forward and say things, and others that'll stand back and never say anything. And sometimes we have to work with our shy ones. When I was a little girl, I was very, very shy. As a matter of fact, when I went to work at Woolsworth, one of the things the manager liked to do was to pull me aside and he'd tell me they had a snack bar in Woolsworth, and he'd call me over there and they'd have a salesman come in. And he'd start talking to me and my face had turned bright red. And he looked at the salesman and he said, I told you, said, she'll blush. Said, I don't care what you say to her. Said, don't have to be anything embarrassing. You just have to talk to her and she'll blush. Well, I didn't have a child that blushed like I did, but I had children that were different. They were so different. Each one had their own special talents and their own gifts. And today, we are blessed to have our families. And you know, sometimes we learn as much from our children as they learn from us. Sometimes they're right and we're wrong, believe it or not. You kind of hate to admit it when you raised them, but that's the way it is. And anyway, I want her to have a great day, and I want you to have a great day. Keep that chin up and live for the Lord.